Let me stand up for this one, no. Delilah, like Jezebel, they are not the kind of ladies that you will expect to sit in a Sunday school lineup of heroes of faith. Honestly, she doesn't make my mental list of women to emulate. She's the woman who sold Samson out. Betrayal personified. But here I was again, circling with a name in my heart. Abba, why Delilah? What could a story possibly teach me, let alone teach the people who are watching or listening? And it came to me, as always, in a whisper. Her story is a story of betrayal, yes, but also of redemption waiting. We know Delilah has the Philistine woman who lured Samson into her arms, seduced him into vulnerability, and sold the secret of his strength for silver. She handed him over to the Philistines, and with that act, she sealed his fate and his fall. But as I sat with her story, I wondered, was betrayal all there was to her? I imagined Delilah's life before the fateful encounter. She was someone's daughter, maybe someone's sister. Did she grow up in a culture where survival often came at the cost of morality? Did she learn early on that loyalty could be bought, sold, or discarded? She wasn't raised with the God of Israel, no doubt, and she didn't know the weight of what she was doing, at least, not fully. But here's what strikes me the most about her. Delilah's story could have been so different. Samson fell, but he turned back to God in his brokenness. His hair grew back, not just as a symbol of strength, but of restoration. His final act was one of surrender, not to his enemies, but to God. In that surrender, he came and fulfilled his purpose. And Delilah, her story ends in silence, and we don't hear what happened to her, what became of her. Did she regret what she had done? It wasn't recorded. Did the silver she earned bring her the life that she thought she could have? What did it weigh anyway? When you think about the dude that betrayed Jesus, what did it weigh in her hands? A constant reminder of the man she betrayed and the God she never sought. This is where my heart aches for her, because the God who restored Samson would have definitely restored her too. Yes, he would have. His grace wasn't just for the strong judge of Israel, it was for the woman who sold him out too. If only she turned to him, if only she had known that his mercy runs and never runs dry, and his mercy never runs out, that his mercy runs deeper than the darkest betrayal. Maybe, our silence is just what stays with me as I turn and turn and turn over the maybes and the what ifs of a story. The silence of a story unfinished. It reminds me that redemption is always waiting, but it requires a step toward God who sees us, even in our worst moments, and says, come. Delilah's life whispers to me about choices, about how betrayal and failure don't have to be the end, how grace is a door always open, but we have to walk through it. Her story could have been one of redemption, and maybe, just maybe, a silence is a reminder for us to write the ending differently in our own lives. I want you to know that God is always calling, and you don't have to be silent. You just have to ask for the grace and the mercy of God. Will you do that? Thank you once again. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification buttons for the next episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Unpopular Girls of the Bible. Enjoy.